Hey everybody, I'm just on location again in the Caribbean. No, it's just my monitor. Where am I? Let's see. Okay, there I am. Okay, just real quick. This is the next installment of the Jesus Myth exceptions. And this one won't take too long. I'm going to look at Hebrews 9:26, which, because it's in such close proximity to 9:28, I thought it would be appropriate to go ahead and look at that one. Because one could read it and come away with the idea that Jesus was killed in the first century. So I want to go ahead and look at that one. So let's look at it.
Okay, I recorded this before, but it was long and drawn out and I didn't like it, so I'm redoing it. What we're going to look at is Hebrews 9:26, and we're going to try and show a little doubt here as to what this section really means. We're going to start off by looking at the New King James translation and how they word it. And then we're going to go look at, say, the New American Standard and see how they word it. If we just read it here, it's talking about the high priests having to offer themselves or offer blood more than once, over and over, never ending. But here the author's contrasting that with Jesus' sacrifice. And he's saying, he then would have had to suffer often since the foundation of the world. But now, once at the end of the ages, he has appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. Well, the way that's worded, it sounds like he appeared at the end of the age, in the first century, before they, right before the end of time, so they thought. He appeared at that time to be killed. So this makes it sound like he was killed in the first century. Now, let's go look at it in the, let's look at the NASB and see what we can, see how that sounds. Otherwise, he would have needed to suffer often since the foundation of the world. But now, once at the consummation of the ages, or once at the end of the ages, he has been manifested to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. So this gets a little bit closer to what I think the author is saying. Here, we don't have a hard link between his appearance and his death. And so what I'm going to suggest is that the author is trying to get across too many ideas in the same sentence. And so what we have then is two different ideas. One is the idea that he only sacrificed himself once, which is different than the high priest who sacrificed every year. And the other idea is that he appeared at the end of the ages. Okay, so there's that word again. If we were to go look at the Greek of this, but now, once at the consummation or the end of the ages, aion, he has been phanerao, manifested. And why was he manifested? To put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. This is in no way saying that the sacrifice occurred at the end of the ages. It's simply saying that he appeared at the end of the ages. And the reason God revealed him at the end of the ages was to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself that had already occurred at the beginning of the ages. So if we read it that way, it works. It's not violating any kind of grammar or anything. And furthermore, you would think the author would have said that you think it would have read something like this if the author meant he was killed at the end of the age. He would have needed to suffer often since the foundation of the world. But now, once at the end of the ages, he has been sacrificed. No, that's not what it says. Once at the end of the ages, he has been manifested, or he has been revealed. Why did God reveal him to mankind at this point in time? To put away sin by the sacrifice he had already made at the beginning of time. Now, in further support of this idea, all we need to do is look at what the authors already told us in this same chapter. If we just go up a few verses, we'll see that the author told us some interesting things.